All right, so welcome everyone. I'm Giuseppe Basile and I will be your host today for this new session of the Forex Tokyo Open Live Room with FibStalker. Thanks for coming. Welcome Pankai, Roland, Jonathan, Pantelis, and we um, we actually are starting another exciting week here. I think there are going to be a lot of opportunities. And as usual, I'd like to simply share the disclaimer here, which is very important. As you know, this is a live room, and I'll be considering real trades for my own account. And as usual, I would actually want to remind a disclaimer. As you know, trading is risky. I like to say that trading is risk management is trader's job number one. Trading Forex and its derivatives, including futures, options, contract for difference, and other instruments with retail off-exchange transactions involve substantial risk of loss, and it's not suitable for all investors. You may lose all or more of your initial investment because there is leverage involved, and leverage can work for you as well as can work against you because it magnifies gains as well as losses. Past performances is not necessarily indicative of future results. You can check the FS risk disclosure on the website as well. The information, including commentary, trade ideas that are provided in this webinar should not be relied upon as a substitute for extensive independent research which should be performed before making your investment decisions. All the trading ideas are provided for educational purposes. I, Giuseppe Basile, FibStalker Consulting Incorporated, and FX will not be responsible for any losses incurred on investment made by attendees as a result of any information which is provided in this webinar. I'm not an investment expert. I do not render investment, legal, accounting, tax, or other professional advices. And if investment, legal, tax, or other expert assistance is required, the service of a competent professional should be sought. Thank you very much for joining in today. As you know, today is, of course, Sunday. The date is not up to date here. We will do a review of the news, of the opportunities that are in play here. So, without further ado, I would actually simply say hello here to you. Just want to here we go. Just want to say hello, and we can dive into the charts right away. I just need to dig out my charts because they are actually, there's a lot of stuff going on my desk. So here we go. So welcome. Again, we have a few people here. Hi, Lucas. Welcome, welcome in. Thank you for your time. I must say your euro-Australian trade was almost magical. Thanks a lot, Lucas. Thanks. Welcome, Scott. Welcome everyone. So let's get into before we get into euro Australian dollar, which is still there, and I still haven't taken profits there. Let's review our new host, our new guest, I would rather say, pound versus Japanese yen. I mentioned this when we made the review last week, and what I mentioned there is that this market on a very, very large time frame, when we look and go back to the weekly time frame, which is always very important to look at, we actually see this market which actually has been I mean, it has everything in place for a good short. Okay, very, very long term short here. So the larger time frame is in play there. Let me remove a little bit. Let me remove a little bit here the lines to not confuse you. The old welfare back there is in place. The 184.28 target, it's another where it started, where the short have started, and now this market has the potential to go all the way into the at least the 50% level, 156, and it's not a matter of when and if. It's a matter of it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when and how. And of course, our job as traders is to try to identify the how. And last week I've mentioned that there was an extension And I mentioned that when things were still quiet before the Bank of Japan came, and I believe this 174.15 is being respected here, and there is the possibility for this market to start moving lower into the first target and first level that we would look at would be the old way back 169.12. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's something that we can look at, and it's very interesting because of course the daily showing the same story there, and you know, we will have a confirmation probably when we will see on a very large time frame or daily time frame, we'll have confirmation when this price will actually break the 71.80 level here. So that's what I want to see broken here for this market to confirm. Now, when we look at, I have a lot of stuff here, so my apologies here because I had to fit this market. I think it's very interesting to follow this market this week, and this market has actually broken the sequence of measured move on the 4-hour as well. And we can see this very, very clear here when the market actually responded to that news on Friday. So I believe this market is going to attempt to test the previous highs if it has strength. If it does not have strength, this market has already offered the highs for the week here, possibly. Okay, so and when we look at this market on a smaller time frame here, we see that the sequence, also the sequence of measure move that I'm not going to show here on the 30 minutes, has failed. Now this market is actually rallying here into the Tokyo for the Tokyo Open, but this market is actually responding to 172.70. Rory, are you not concerned that he broke above the 61% of the weekly extension? Well, that could be a worry, but I'm not going to comment on that because that's part of the FibStalker methods. But actually, even if that was the case, we would see a retrace, as you know, by rule. So I'm not concerned about that. Okay, so I think this is going to provide here a very good opportunity this week. Now trading the all the way halfway back, and possibly the first stop is going to be that 172.13. Okay, so this is still an opportunity here for a short here with stop above ice, and you can paper trade that and see what happens here. Okay, so next. Next, of course, I want to review very quickly the Australian dollar, US dollar that has been rallying. So this market has been, you know, a good trade, but very, very tiring this week. Look at how many times, you know, going down and then bouncing, going down and bouncing, going down and bouncing. And also at the open today, you know, same behavior. Of course, if you know what's going on, you're not worried. If you know, if the sorry, let's move to the Euro Australian dollar here. If you know what's going on, you're not worried, but it's tiring actually because it has not actually reached that target yet, and it's bouncing up and down. Okay, so. That said, though, you know, this market has not, all these moves that you see higher here are driven by the smaller time frame, so there is nothing to be concerned about that. Okay, so let's have a quick review, and if you have questions, as usual, please write them down. As you know, I don't shy away from answering, doing my best every question, and so here the good thing to look at is the stuff from the Euro Canadian dollar. As you know, that market also has pushed lower, and this market, Euro dollar, US dollar, Canadian dollar, as well as the Euro Australian dollar, they all move kind of together, and of course together with the euro. dollar as well. And the euro dollar has retarded its move last week for basically some time, right? So I don't know if you can see me here. I want to say hello to everyone, and let me see if okay. Hello everyone. And as I was saying, the the euro dollar as well has been moving down, but we have not seen that in the first 4 days of the week. So we'll get there in a moment. So when it comes to the euro Canadian dollar, again, let's go back to the chart. I'm going to show that chart to you, and when you see that here, you can see that there is a first target that lines up with that 50%. So that's where, if you're short this market, you should be removing and your position. We will see what happens, whether we get a bounce or not in that market. Just the Canadian dollar, behaving beautifully here, and just giving just having a check to the other markets as well here, and behaving beautifully. We know that there is that area. There is a second target, 138.90 here, and then there is that area of participation there. So that's what we are interested in trying to pick up along in that market. Okay. Now, if I show you the full analysis of this market, of the US dollar Canadian dollar, you would understand why we are looking for longs in that market. And in fact, that's something I want to review today. And actually, let's do it right now. Okay, so if we don't put things in perspective, we don't understand where these markets are going, because a lot of people now are invoking a move lower in this market. But this move lower has never started, has never been confirmed. A move lower in this market will only be confirmed below 135.43. Okay, and if you don't look at the market, let's say from a longer perspective, from a longer point of view, longer time frame point of view, you would not understand why this market has to indeed move lower and trying to find participation at those levels. And the reason is that there is a sequence of extensions in this market, and we'll only trace the last part of the extensions, and from highs to highs, there was participation at these levels, 120.63 bringing price into the first and second target, and now there is an extension that is going to come into play, and that's where the weeklies are interested in trading this market. Okay, so these sequences you traced depending and based on the rules of the FibStalker methods, and if you're interested, of course, you can join the FibStalker Methods coaching program. And I believe that on the website there is also a link to get a very good discount from FX Rate. So if you go on top of the window of the video, you will see that. I'm probably going to do a new session in May 2016. So if you are interested, by no means get involved. So this is the area 137.60 when we want to see this market going, and we may see this market getting there this week. If you're short this market, there's no reason why you should not keep your shorts, especially if your stop it's well above current highs, and you should wait for 37.70 area to trade. Okay, so this is the reason why. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Roland. Good morning, Rory, Pantelis, Pank, Jonathan, Lucas, Scott. Thanks for joining in. We have Desi as well. And I don't see everyone on the chat. I don't know if I have to refresh something. But anyway, if you have any questions, as usual, just fire it off, and I'll be happy to to answer the question. This is the euro Australian dollar. I keep an eye on it. We're still waiting for that market to test the 152.30 area, 33 area, and as I mentioned at the beginning, this market has been very, in a way, it has been tiring this week because of its up and downs. But we're still in good shape, and potentially this market is going to actually give us the target there. Now, if we look at the pound versus Japanese yen here, it has not yet confirmed, and actually keeps pushing higher, so we won't get that entry. We didn't get that entry yet, and let me see. And it's actually challenging previous size here, and so this market just keeps moving higher. So we need to wait for a better opportunity there. Okay, and that opportunity has not been given yet. This market is trading in extension, so we will see and wait for a better opportunity. Maybe this market has to move higher into previous highs before we will get an opportunity there. So I have Peter. Hi, Peter. You came back to be here. Thanks a lot. And we have Rigul as well. Hi, Rigul. Thanks for joining in. So it's likely that this pound versus Japanese yen is not going to be an easy play here to try to get involved in this market, and so we have to be very careful or trade on a larger time frame. But the potential on this pound versus Japanese yen here is huge if you think about it, right? Because when you go back to that weekly time frame, if the extension short is in play here, this market can go to 156 either way with one extension. Okay, so and it's very important that we capture this market this week, because here the potential is huge. The potential is bam right into that 156, which is the all the way halfway back above the second target. Yeah, so that's very important. That's something that it's one of those trades in which it's the case. It's okay to actually try to time, and even if we have to do something, I mean, it's okay to try to time it. So we didn't see the low yet. So sorry, the high yet of this retrace here. So we will see what happens, and I'm sure there will be opportunities at the beginning of the week here. Okay. So any question? If you have any question, as usual, write them down. We have Roland, Rory, Pantelis, Mankai, Jonathan, Scott, Lucas, Desi, Roland, Peter, Rigu. Thanks for joining in, and let's continue our analysis here. So EuroCAD and US dollar, Canadian dollar, we know what's going on there. Those markets are correcting. Now let's look at, before we look at the euro Swiss franc there, as you can see, it's not one of the market I follow, although it's a good intra-Europe play, and it's also very liquid. The view has been skewed a little bit by that huge move lower we had, actually drop lower we had at the beginning of last year. But we're going to review that. Just want to dedicate some time to the euro dollar here and just give a picture here. This market is still moving laterally, and the 108 has been in play here, and you know, there is the possibility for this market to keep pushing higher. Now, really, this market is still lateral here, so it's not a market that is easy to trade, and we don't have to, because we have a lot of choices there. When we look at the 240 minutes here, we had that measure move 50% that came before 8:30 in on Friday here, that pushed price into the first and second target, and there is some profit taking here. And now the market is going to trade the next measure move here. So 108.46 is something to watch closely, but I believe that, you know, the market may have some difficulties in actually breaking through the lows here. Okay, so let's see. Let's give a look at this market here. It's not been an easy catch here, and if we look at 173 is the high, and the sequence of measure move there's an extension here that is been in play, so a very large time frame, 172.28 pierced with a stop above 173. Would be a good entry for this market here, and we will see if an opportunity is given here in this market. So let me see here. Just doing a few calculations here to see whether this could be an opportunity to trade here. Okay, then with me, give me 1 second here. And in the meantime, Lucas is asking, Euro, Swiss franc looks interesting. Let's see. I mean, let's see. Write down your ideas in relation to the Euro, Swiss franc, and we can have a discussion about that. If you have any ideas, I mean, write them down, and we will discuss those. In the meantime, I'll do a couple of calculations. Give me one minute here. All right, so we are back here. So I've seen their peg removal, regul. So anything else? Do you have any other ideas in relation to the Swiss, to the Euro Swiss franc? Do you want to have a look at that? Let's see. I should have it here somewhere. So this market, let's view it on a larger time frame, so we can get a better view on this market. And let's see. So of course the weekly, and see where this market is going. So this market has been trading the old wealthy back here in response of that move lower, and we did that move. Then this market actually is pushing, is now pushing higher. So we had that 92, 94 being respected. So for sure, this market seems to have targets above current prices here. And the first target would be the 105.22. Lucas, would that be in line on what you're looking for? Are you looking for longs? Are you looking for shorts in this market? What is it exactly that you're looking for in this market? Let me know that. I'm thinking long around 110, maybe even reaching 120. 110 and 120 will be very, very far from here. So that would be a kind of a breakout kind of play. The point is, you know, that would be very, very close to these targets here, particularly to the second target. So that might be an area of profit taking indeed. So always very, very careful to understand where to enter. We are 1.2 at the moment, and you know, the market is moving higher, and once that move higher is kind of exhausted, the market will need to correct anyway to try to find a new participation higher. So my fear for that idea that might still work. I'm not saying that it might not work, but my fear is that there is a first target right at that point where you are thinking of entering this market. So, and when you say 110, where would you put your stop, right? Because if this market gets to that level and then retraces, you know, you will need to decide how big you make your stop there. So if you want to risk a fixed percentage of your account, you would anyway need to carry a very, very small position in order to account for the risk here. So in terms of potential, I think the potential into 110 is definitely there. The potential into 120, at least for the way I look at the market, would depend on which kind of participation we get after we test that that level, and we will need to see how the market behaves. Okay, so the continuing here, let's keep an eye as usual on our pound versus Japanese yen here. That is still uncertain here, and is now testing for the second time that 50% level here. There was some participation before. We will see if there will be participation now, and you know, this market is partially controlled by Japan as well. So there is definitely going to be a participation in this market during the Tokyo session. We are seeing that. You're seeing maybe the Tokyo desk to bring this price higher, to short it. We don't know that, but that's very, very common when it comes to this kind of behaviors here. Okay, and the other one is the Euro Australian dollar here. This market is slowly grinding higher and slowly grinding lower here. So we will see whether, you know, this puts an end to the current move higher here, and the market resumes the move lower. The sharp move that we saw there would suggest that we are actually now into you know, into a new correction lower here that should bring price into that target. We will see if that happens. All right, so we reviewed the Japanese pound versus Japanese yen as well, and the euro dollar. We are following the euro Australian dollar, and we know where your euro Canadian dollar and the euro, the US dollar, Canadian dollar are going. It might take another week to complete that cycle, but that's what they're going to go. And I want to review also the Asian pairs. You remember that also graphically in my desk I have the European and cross-European North American plays here on the left side. On the right side I have some Asian plays as well as cross Asian and North America plays, as well as inter-Asian plays like Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Okay, so let's start from the US dollar Japanese yen. You remember that we mentioned an important event, which was the break of a measure move, a daily measure move. So I have a strong belief that this market will eventually need to retest 114.80, and I wrote that on my review, on the review that I completed at the end of Friday's review here. So we've got this market now into a larger area of potential shorts. So whatever the fundamental fact suggests, and sorry, I see here something. Sorry, I was looking at the US dollar Swiss franc. I meant the euro Swiss franc. So my apologies, Lucas. Let me go back to that, and I'll review that. I think it was useful to review that, but let's look at that market as well, and we will see. So the peg came away here apparently as well. Now this is very skewed now because of this big move lower, and when I have to do an analysis, I want to see price actually trading nicely, and so if indeed a correction here in this market has started, we could see this market going back into 132.87. So that would actually support your view, Lucas. Now let's look at the current sequence here, and we had the market participating at 102.76 into that first target, and now it's trading in extension possibly. So it's not impossible to see this market at 114.65. Okay, now the entry at 110 would be the entry at 110. Well, 110, it's the market is already there. So if you entered along this market, there is the possibility for this market for sure to get into 114, and then we will need to see some sort of correction there. Okay, before you can actually see this market continuing higher. Okay, so there are some levels for sure we have to watch: 120, 112.20 here, and 114.80 is the way I see it, is that that could actually cause a correction, a short-term correction, possibly again into 110.50, 111 here, believe it or not. So it's going to be a bumpy ride there, but not impossible. Although this market is still should also consider potential resistance here, so you need to be careful about that. And that's very, very close. That comes again at that 112.20. So 112.20 is definitely a very important level to watch there, and make sure that you get some profits, from some partial profits, before you let that move higher continue. Is that helpful? Any other views in relation to the euro versus the Swiss franc here that you want to discuss. And hello, Pedro, welcome in. And there are any other views or any questions that you have on the euro Swiss franc? That's an inner European play there, and I think there is a possibility for that market to go higher, but there'll be also resistance from a higher high there. So 112.20 is a level to watch. Hello, Pedro. Thanks for joining in. So if you don't have any other questions on that, if you don't have any comments on that, we can continue and keep having a look at the US dollar Japanese yen here, as we were doing before. Actually, we were reviewing the US dollar, the daily chart here. So this market has. Hello, Fabian. Fabian is asking, what's your bias on euro, US dollar? How would you place a trade at present conditions? Thank you. I have, thanks Fabian for the questions. As I commented before, you can look at that chart again here. And as I mentioned, on the daily time frame, the market is going laterally. And as you can see here, confirmed, bears have, and it's going laterally below resistance, which is 110.20. Okay, it's been moving laterally for weeks now. Another very interesting market, very, very difficult to trade. Now it's respecting this trend line there, but that's for me, it's like it was not there at all. So I only use those trend lines when I have to show some concept, to show that the market is moving laterally. I also use those trend lines for timing purposes when using the continuation style, but not when using the FibStalker method style. So when we look at this market, you can see even when you look at really without doing any kind of analysis, you can see that it's lateral, but this is also confirmed formally because the bulls were not capable of pushing this price higher, and the bears were not capable of pushing this price lower. So, when that happens, it's actually a definition of lateral market. Now, there is nothing we can say about this market on the daily time frame. The only thing that we can say is that it has this 110.20 that is pushing price lower. So if price gets there, no surprise if price is rejected again. And there is this level 170, actually 108, that was not participated before, is being participated starting from the last part of January here, and then the market actually moved into the moved higher here 4 days last week, and then Friday on news was rejected. So the information on the daily time frame does not really help a lot if you want to trade this, right? Where would you take your trade? Would you trade it now? Well, if we look at the and how would you trade it? Would you take long or short? A hint is given by the 4-hour time frame, which is telling us that we should trade this market short, really. And the reason is that, as I mentioned before, there is a 108.50, which is trading at the moment, and maybe it is going to be retested. This is going to be retested during the European Open as well, and I could actually push price lower. Where I wouldn't try to push this price lower than the current lows here, 108. Okay, for the reason that I showed you before on the daily. Does that answer your question? I bought US dollar Japanese yen on retracement after the news. I was able to divide 50 using the system, got free risk right away and closed 3/4 of the position to 50% of the short. Very well executed, Pedro. I would say that was a good idea. We didn't know about this move, right? So the market was actually very close to another lower level, 50% level. So the shorts could have played, but I would say very well played, and And so now the point is this market continuing higher or not? And that's the big question, right? That's the $1 million question. Now we know that this market is within an area within an area of larger resistance. So I would say that the short on this very large time frame here, well, on the 4 hour and daily as well, will be below 1990. I would say 199. I would say that the shorts are in control. Okay, so if that can help, but that's something that with the subscriber of the course we're going to discuss that later on at 3:30 anyway. So, but that's something that we have to keep in mind when we analyze this market. Okay, Fabian, would that? So Fabian is also saying, Pedro, very well done, very well done, and the market kind of helps. And you're seeing here Euro Australian dollar not agreeing yet with the level. Is going to retest the 50%, next 50% there, the 154.07 before reversing, and we will see how that behaves. Now, some of this market, the Asian market, have actually offered. You're welcome, Pedro. They offered an opportunity and actually also confirmed shorts, and we're gonna look at that. Okay, so there is the possibility. Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. There is the possibility to catch some moves during this week. And I would also wanted to check. Fabian was saying, do you see it going to test 108 before going high into range? It's a possibility, and as I showed you in the 4 hour, there is the setup as well. It's that 108.50 level there, which is already in play. Okay, and maybe that's the reason why also the other euro-related pair have been pushed higher here, which is quite annoying because this could be a basket setup, and then have the need of the market moving into the next 50% level. There we will see. Anyway, my line in the sand is going to be the old whale flip back here, the 61% 155.29. So I don't believe the market is going to get back there before continuing lower, but we will see what happens. Okay, and so we covered then US dollar, Japanese yen, the euro dollar. The question was answered there, and let's look at the Australian dollar, US dollar. Now the Australian dollar, US dollar, it's on a move, on a reaction lower here, and when we look at the old whale flip back, we can see that this market is right into that level. Okay, so it has failed the sequence of measured move, the last sequence of measured move here, and now it's moving into the next level. So if you're short this market, you should actually keep your short until you get into 0.7030. Yeah, that's, I believe, where this market has the potential to get some traction on the upside. If 70 level here, 70.02, 70.01 is built on the downside, we're going to see this market continuing lower, and so we will need to, during this week, take an opportunity to actually trade that market to trade the market on the downside, and the way we do that, it's waiting for a reaction and then trade the market on the downside. Okay, so this is what is happening in this market. So we'll try to get some opportunities there. Fabian saying, thank you, Giuseppe. On the fundamental side, do you see Chinese PMI data coming out from influence euro dollar because of the safe haven role of euro or not? I never consider news on China affect the euro dollar. And look at the euro dollar. It's written euro and dollar. Who's in control of this market? One of these two countries or group of countries. So it's not China in control of the euro dollar or whatever happens in China. Yes, there may be some effects, short-term effect. I don't believe China can control or can affect deeply euro dollar. If that happens, it's just short-term. So at the moment, the euro dollar is actually trading that level. Finally, we see euro Australian dollar going in the right direction. Oh my, see? So, and then the euro dollar here has traded that extension. And as I mentioned before, these levels are real. You have to know how to trace them. And if you want to know to learn how to trace them, I suggest you you also join the FibStalker methods, and these are very, very reliable. And as you can see here, this has been trading right now at the Tokyo Open here. I'm not interested in trading this market because, as I mentioned, 108 is the low. The recent lows would be the target. It's too short term, and I'm looking for larger moves. And I already have a position in the euro, so but this would be a quick entry here. And using the FibStalker timing, you can actually time this entry very, very nicely. You can try to time it using I'll show you the timing using if we have time today or tomorrow. I'll show you the timing using the continuation style timing with the trend lines. Okay, so Fabian, I wouldn't, I wouldn't look into that. Of course, there can be some reaction, and no doubt about that. But establishing a direct effect, durable effect as well, I wouldn't say it's. I would say that the chart gives much more information in that respect. Okay, the chart of the euro. When we look at the chart of the euro dollar here, both the daily time frame as well as the 4-hour time frame here, and it's giving us much more information than what could happen with China. And it is my strong belief, which has been strengthened and improved in the years, that algorithms are always placed in the direction of the news more often than not. Yes, there can be a reaction. I think I've also proven that already last week when we were looking at the Australian dollar US dollar, right? The algorithms were placed well in advance around 156, 157 here, and then there were two group of news, the FOMC and then the Japanese yen, the Bank of Japan, that actually have had 1.5 hour of reaction higher. We never jeopardizing or put in jeopardy this setup. So I think that's very strong to me. It's very important, and I think it's very significant as well. Lucas is saying Rockefeller investment were long on Friday from around a current level on US dollar Japanese yen. So maybe they know something we don't. Well, maybe they do. And mind though that there may be a lot of reasons why a bank could put up a news like that, or could put up a trade like that, because we are directional traders, right? Banks have to offset positions that maybe they take to serve clients, and I would never trust anyway a position or a news from a bank. I mean, I would never trust it. Why would you trust it? It's a highly competitive business. So why would they give an advantage to the market? This I don't understand. especially a bank then, especially a Rockefeller Group then. So, you know, I would always take these kind of things with a grain of salt, and that's the reason why I like to look at the charts. The chart never lies, and I think it's good to you know, to put things in perspective. Anyway, I mean, it could be possible. The market is not suggesting that, at least in the short term, and everything is possible, of course, in the market. Okay. So the pound versus Japanese yen, Fabian, you're very welcome. The pound versus Japanese yen here. Let's go back to this. This is not going to be an easy trade. Extension trading, pushing price higher. We might need to wait a little bit to get a short in this market. This is a short, this market. Make no mistakes. This is a short. And this market is just going to trade into the next level when the actual short will start. Okay. And this might come at any point here, but you know, at the moment, extensions are trading and these are pushing price higher, potentially into 173.29 and 170.74, and then we will see what happens. All right, so very interesting markets here. Let's do a quick check. We have the Euro Australian dollar behaving good boy, and actually, so we are seeing this market reacting, of course, to a 50% level as usual. And if we break that level, we should finally see the target hit after, you know, a few days here. As I mentioned, this is a 21 reward to risk trade, 10.75. I risked a little bit less, so it's going to be a 9 reward to risk for me using the risk-free trade, and that's the kind of trades that I want to take. So this month I'm going to close. It's going to be a very good month actually, and so it's important to start the next month on the right foot as well. That's always important. Okay, so. The other two markets that we can look at, the first one we mentioned, Australian dollar, US dollar. There is the other one, Australian dollar, Japanese yen. This is very interesting. This is hinting a stronger Japanese, sorry, not a stronger, weaker Japanese yen here, and this measure move has pierced after this market has actually traded the older way, you know, 50% level here. It broke a sequence, and so this is very interesting. This is the only market at the moment that might hinting US dollar Japanese yen moving higher along with Australian dollar Japanese yen. Of course, you know, we need to put in perspective also Australian dollar US dollar, so the relation here is more complex. But if we look just at the technicals, this market is actually trading longs now on the weekly time frame, so it has the potential to move much higher here, and that might be the same behavior for the similar behavior we could see for the US dollar Japanese yen. We don't know that, but we will see. Okay, so right now I'm going to start a recap for this session, and as I mentioned, we actually reviewed most of the markets. We reviewed all the markets in the European and Euro-Asian and Euro-North American place here. We have the EuroCAD still moving lower into the 50% level. Same situation with the US dollar Canadian dollar here, moving lower into that 137 70, which is the area where weekly will show up, will come out of the woods. We know that the euro dollar is trading already shorts into the 108. The euro Australian dollar is continuing its move lower into targets, 152.35. And then we also reviewed the pound versus Japanese yen here, which is moving still in extension on the 4-hour time frame. Sorry, on the 30 minutes time frame. On the 4-hour, it has broken the sequence of extension. So as soon as this sequence ends, this market is a short. Okay, this market is a short. It's not going higher. Be mindful about it. US dollar Japanese yen, it's a market we still don't know where this market wants to go. It is possible for this market to move higher on the daily time frame. A confirmation the shorts are in control would only come at 119.90 if we break that level. Okay, and Australian dollar US dollar, we saw that it's trading into the next level long, 170.29. The shorts would only be confirmed below 70.02. And we didn't have time to review the Australian dollar New Zealand dollar, which I'll leave for tomorrow. What we saw is that Australian dollar Japanese yen here also is in a very similar situation, and this market might have pierced the all-the way halfway back here, which put the bulls in control. But before that can be confirmed, we need to see how this market is going to behave around 84.40. Okay, so this is it for today. I hope that this review was interesting, and let me see if I let me see if I can show. Here we go. So this is it for today. I hope this review was interesting. I think we have a very good trading week ahead here. There are good opportunities to take and to get risk-free trades in this market. We're already seeing something in the euro dollar, and for sure we'll see something in the pound versus Japanese yen. I think it's a very good opportunity. There's an opportunity for shorts there. There's a correction higher, and when that ends, this market is going to be a short, and this market could be a short into 156, believe it or not. So that's the largest weekly segment target for this move. So this is everything for today. I hope this was interesting. Stay tuned, and I'm going to see you tomorrow at the same time, 8 p.m. EST time here in Toronto, for a new Forex Tokyo open live session here at FX Trade with FibStalker. Thanks a lot for joining in, and have a great day. Don't forget tomorrow morning, Dale Pinkert at the LAR. It's going to be informative, a lot of trades and discussion, and take the chance to say hello to Dale. Hi, Dale, and enjoy your time at the LAR. Thanks a lot, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.